So we do have a emergency meeting, right? We all have to come in together because we have a lot to talk about for today. It has been reported, according to a lot of sources, that Hansi Flick is going to be renewing with FC Barcelona for the next, I would say, 2 years from today, right? Another year with FC Barcelona until 2027. It has been reported that Hansi Flick has said yes to the renewal. It is completely done. But the main reason why Barcelona do not want to announce it yet is because we are in the middle of the season. We have a league to compete for. We have a Champions League trophy to compete for. We have already won the Spanish Super Cup. We have already won the Copa del Rey. And so we are in the middle of this moment, right? We are at the heat of the moment, and it doesn't make any sense for us to announce that Hansi Flick will be extending his contract with Barcelona, because it is, I would say, just a lot of just too much noise. We cannot create noise in the media right now, right? Barcelona do not want that. John Laporta does not want that. All the focus right now is on the match against Inter Milan. Make sure we do that well, and we move on from there. I know that John Laporta himself would love to announce the extension of Hansi, but it just doesn't make any sense right now. But the fact that we know and we got some insider information, okay, that he's going to be with us until 2027, it's huge news, is a big deal. And honestly, I think that all of us that has been following Barcelona over the past year, we saw this coming from a mile away. We all knew that Hansi Flick was for sure going to have his contract extended. And like a year before, his contract was supposed to end, right, in 2026. So they're very, so let me tell you, like Deco, Bojan, John Laporta, all these people, all these men that work within the Barcelona sporting department, they're like, yeah, hell yeah, we're confident that Hansi Flick should stay here for another year at the very least, maybe even until 2028. Don't be surprised if you guys hear in about 2 weeks that, there's this hidden clause that if Hansi Flick does well in his second year, which is the next season, an optional year until 2028, because things have been going so well. And like I've said, we saw this coming from a mile away. Barcelona won the Spanish Super Cup, the Copa del Rey, convincingly. We have La Liga in our hands with 4 points above Real Madrid. The Champions League looks very much realistic for us. And, we have done so many amazing things, and especially defeating our rivals, Real Madrid, 3 total times, 5-2, 4-0, and then beating them 3-2 in the final of the Copa del Rey. We took 2 trophies away from them. That is insane. We also defeated Bayern Munich. We have defeated other teams in the Champions League, like Benfica, coming back 5-4. All of these dramatic stories, right? It just shows that this is a Barcelona team that wants to play for Hansi Flick, and we do not ever stop fighting, no matter what. No matter how hard things do get, we always fight it. We always find solutions. We just had another example against Real Madrid 2 days ago, right? We were down 2-1. We thought that we were going to lose. Everybody was panicking. They're like, oh my God, we're finished. It's almost done. Like, the Real Madrid is gonna, like, all the fans are gonna be talking smack to us, and it's over, Kevin, and you were wrong, and la la la, and whatever. I'm like, no, calma, relax, chill. Like I've said, go on my X and go look at what I said in the middle of the game. I was like, calma, relax. This team never backs down. I don't know why everybody all of a sudden thinks that this team is gonna choke when this team is not. This team are not chokers, or at the very least for this season, they're not chokers. You better bet that. Like, if we ever end up in a predicament within these next, like, 4 to 5 games that we have to play, where we're 3-1 down and there's 20 minutes left to play, calma, relax, just relax. There's no reason to be like, that's only for the femboys or whatever you want to call them, like the female boys. No, we don't do that. Be stoic, be relaxed, focus on the goal. And that's what Hansi Flick is. Like, every time you see Hansi on the sidelines, when we're down 3-1 or 2-1 or 1-0, he's very calm, very stoic, very, like, okay, it's okay. 20 minutes. We just have to pressure more. Let's get more focused in the attacking areas. Done. Right? He's not out here like, this and that, and smoking a vape, or like the what do you call it? That looks so wrong doing this. But I'm talking about like the gum that Ancelotti does, like when he puts like 6 gums in his mouth because he's nervous or he drinks. No, Hansi's chill. And we need coaches like that, right? That is the moral of the story. We need coaches that is very stoic and intense moments, somebody who can find solutions in very intense moments. And Hansi is that man. So his contract renewal, you must give it to him. There is no other better coach out there in the world that can upgrade on whatever Hansi Flick has been bringing to us, sporting wise, on the field. Like, it's just amazing. So it says here that the agreement in principle, there's an agreement in principle until 2027. Some small little details they still need to, like, figure that out. The official announcement is expected to be in May. So maybe by the end of May, when the season is basically wrapped up and we maybe have a final left or like 2 matches to play in La Liga just for the sake of like playing them. And, if Hansi Flick completes this whole deal until 2027, he just leaves for some reason. I don't know. Maybe Hansi Flick just says he's tired and I want to retire, whatever, right? First of all, I'll be very grateful to know that Hansi Flick has stayed with us until 2027. But not just that, but he stayed here way longer than, well, not way longer, but longer than what he did at Bayern Munich, a team that he is closely affiliated with. He stayed at Bayern for only 2 seasons. That is nothing. He went from December 2019, I believe, all the way until the summer of 2021, and he left. He bounced. He's like, I'm out. Only 2 seasons, dude. Like that was not even 2 completed seasons because he came in mid-season, just like Xavi Hernandez in his first season at Barcelona. And everybody was like, what the hell? Like, why only 2 seasons? And Hansi Flick says that he likes to leave on high notes. And he said that he cannot give nothing more, that he was just out of ideas. And so he bounced. With Germany, he was there for 2 years. So 2 years at Germany, 2 years at Bayern. But you're telling me that Hansi Flick has the chance to stay here with us for 3 total years, longer than what he did at Bayern and Germany, right? Two, teams that are very closely affiliated with Hansi himself. It's insane. It shows us that Hansi Flick loves FC Barcelona. And I think that Hansi is very much committed to this team. And I think that, because this is going to be considered as his last team that he is going to be coaching, because he said that he will be retiring after FC Barcelona, part of me believes that he's going to want to stretch this as much as possible, because if he's really committed at, staying there for only, I mean, not staying there for only, but like making Barcelona as his last club for him to manage, I just don't see him saying, okay, 2 years and I'm bouncing, or 3 years and I'm bouncing. It's going to have to be more. And also, of course, if depending on the results, if he can deliver us better performances, more trophies, why not, bro? Like, if everything goes well, and let's just say, for example, we win the treble, whatever, and then the next season, just La Liga and the Spanish Super Cup. Okay, fine. Third season, we go in Champions League and the Copa del Rey. Okay, fine. And if we just go down that path, like it does not even have to be the treble. But if we win like 2 trophies minimum per season, Hansi should stay with us for the next 5 seasons. 5 seasons. Why not? I mean, like, I know that sounds crazy because like Guardiola, somebody who loves FC Barcelona, stayed at Barcelona for 4 seasons. Luis Enrique, who loves Barcelona, stayed at Barcelona for 3 seasons. I know it sounds strange for us, or for me to say at the very least, that Hansi should stay with us for 5 seasons. But then again, you have the German manager at Bayern staying there for 2 seasons, and he might commit more at FC Barcelona. So it's kind of weird, right? How these coaches who are closely affiliated with a certain club do not like to stay there for that long compared to like other clubs that are foreign. It's weird. But dude, I am so excited to have Hansi for the next 2 years minimum until 2027. I am honored for that to happen, and let's see what he does, because not only, what impresses me the most, now that I think about it, is not only the score lines and how he play, but every decision that he makes off the pitch, right? That he has to like say, okay, like this player should get promoted, or I trust this player. He's 110% correct. Hansi is 110% correct on every decision that he made, right? His track record is really good. And so I'm assuming that this relationship that he has with Deco, the chemistry is really strong, because he said, okay, he came in the summer of 2024 and he said, okay, I want to bet on Marc Casado. If we can't get Guido Rodriguez from Argentina or Mikel Merino from the Spanish national team, fine. Bring me Marc Casado, because I saw him in the B team, and I want him in the first team because I think that this guy is it. Marc Casado has had a phenomenal season. Yeah, okay, fine. Everybody's going to say, oh yeah, but he got replaced by Frankie de Jong, so his performance dipped. Marc Casado's performances did not dip. Frankie just got better. There's a difference between those two things. Marc Casado, if anything, the only reason why we have not seen a lot from him, it's also because he's injured, bro. Like when he comes back, I'm pretty sure that Marc Casado will fight for his spot. So Hansi Flick has had the green light there. He's right in that move. He was right with Marc Bernal. Marc Bernal in those first 5 to 6 games, amazing. Marc Bernal was phenomenal. He was the organizer, the one that intercepted, the one that used his long legs to regain possession of the ball. Marc Bernal, you better bet in the next season he's going to be great. So he was right on that. Then he called up Kubarsi to be the main man in the defensive line with Inigo Martinez, and he was right with that. At the age of 17, 18 years old, Kubarsi has only shown that he is going to be one of the best center backs in the world, and if not the best center back in the world, as long as he's under the, the guidance of Hansi Flick. Then Hansi Flick said, "Okay, I'm looking at the team. I mean, the other teams, the players that I have to promote. Okay, Casado, Bernal, Kubarsi. Let me look at the first team. Who's here struggling? Who the hell is over here crying and wanting to play better? Oh, Rafinha. Rafinha, bro, come here. I need to talk to you. Rafinha, in the summer of 2024, was really debating whether he should go to Saudi Arabia and earn like 30 million euros a season. And these teams in Saudi Arabia were willing to offer Barcelona like 80 million euros for Rafinha. And I remember, even me included, I was saying, okay, take the 80 million euros, go get Nico Williams, and go get some other striker. Like, take that, please. But Hansi Flick said, no, Rafinha, I want you to stay. I trust you. I can get the best out of you. And Rafinha, during his lowest moment, said, okay, fine. I trust you, and I'll play for you, and we'll see what happens. And look, Rafinha is Mr. Champions League today, putting up numbers close to Messi and Ronaldo in the Champions League, bro. And Rafinha is not even considered, according to the world of football, right? All these people, all these weird people want to say that, oh, yeah, like, he's not really Brazilian, and he's not really technical, so he's not going to make it, and stuff like that. Like, nah. And like, look at Rafinha now. So many goals, so many assists, lethal in very high stake moments. And I just cannot wait to see what Rafinha has to offer for this match against Inter Milan. I'm pretty sure that he's going to come up after he missed like 2 big chances against Real Madrid. So Hansi Flick was right on that part. Now let's talk about Lamine Yamal. I mean, like, there's nothing really to prove there. Obviously, Hansi Flick said, okay, Yamal, you were doing so well last season under Xavi Hernandez. We're going to need you, but we're going to improve your skill sets. And Yamal has created himself much more of a number 10 than a right winger. Like, this guy is for sure going to be a Messi, Neymar-esque, and it's insane to me how Yamal at 17 is just miles, but I mean miles better than Messi when he was 17 years old. And this, I have to be very careful saying that, because it does seem like I'm trying to say that Yamal will be better than Messi. And that is a high bar, because Messi was reaching God level status in football around from the age of 21 to 29 years old. And this guy was good, God level status, and he was doing that for 10 plus years. That is the next step. It's like, okay, you had a good season, but can you do that consistently for the next 10 years? Yamal's biggest task is consistency. And so far, so good. Yamal has really developed his game, much more of a key passer. He knows how to he also knows how to shoot from outside the box. Very lethal. So good. Pedri, the same thing. Hansi Flick said, Pedri, I know that you were tried out as a left winger under Ronald Koeman. We also saw you as a number 10 under Xavi Hernandez, because Xavi, he told you that he wanted you to score more goals and provide more assists. I'm going to have you become a number 6. Okay. And you're going to be in the double pivot. And I want you to be the organizer, the one who protects the ball, the one who not only that, but can dribble the ball away from our defensive area and go into the final third, which is something that Frankie was really good at. But Pedri has added that skill set in his arsenal, which is hella crazy. And Pedri has gotten so good that I even tweeted out something, right? Pedri has gotten so good that people want to compare Bellingham to Pedri, because that's just what people have created, right, on the media. And I always say that, why would you compare Pedri and Bellingham when Pedri and Bellingham play in 2 different positions? Pedri plays as a deep line 6. Bellingham is like damn near a second striker or a number 10. So if you want to compare goals and assists, that's not fair. They play in different areas on the pitch. Pedri is the one that just says, I'm going to set up my team to score goals. And Bellingham is like, I'm the one that can receive the second ball or the final ball and score goals. It's 2 different things. But Hansi Flick has improved Pedri so much that Pedri is almost matching Bellingham in goals and assists and key passes and everything. Like, he's just as effective. As a matter of fact, in this match between Barcelona and Real Madrid, in terms of chances created, passes into the final third, and recoveries, when you compare Bellingham and Pedri, Bellingham against Barcelona had 3 chances created. Pedri, 3. Okay, let's keep in mind, Pedri was a 6 and Bellingham was a 10. So Bellingham had 3 chances created, Pedri 3 chances created, tied. Okay, one big chance created by Bellingham, one goal created by Pedri. Pedri scored the goal, the first one. How many passes into the final third? Bellingham had 5 passes into the final third. Pedri had 9. Pedri had 9, bro. And when we talk about recoveries, right? Recovering the ball, Bellingham had 6 against Barcelona. You know how much Pedri had? Pedri had 8 recoveries. So even if you want to compare numbers, Pedri is on par with Bellingham. And once again, Pedri is a 6. But Hansi has extended this guy so good that he's effective in the final third and by a mile. So Ballon d'Oro talks, of course. If Rodri can win the Ballon d'Oro and be the playmaker, the one who retains the ball, somebody who is like very deep in the midfield and not so much of an exciting player like a 10 or a 9, of course Pedri can. It's just going to take some time. Then he's currently working on Hansi Flick is currently working on the project of Gerard Martin. Gerard Martin, I do think that he is hated by a lot of Barcelona fans, mainly because he's slow. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, Gerard Martin defends well, but you know he's not good in the final third. And if it was Alejandro Balde, it would have been different." Of course, Alejandro Balde is somebody who is a definitive left back, a generational left back. Of course, if you compare Gerard Martin and Balde, you're gonna get two different players. But Martin is not a Balde. Martin is somebody who is more of a Abidal from 2008, 9, 10, 11, and 12, right? He's more of a Abidal, somebody who defends extremely well. Anticipation, recoveries, interceptions, tackles, aerial duels. Gerard Martin has that. Final third product, of course, he needs to improve on that because overall, if I were to rate it out of 10 in terms of like his final third product, I would give it like a 5. So it's not good. 5 to 6, and I'm being generous. But if we have to defend for our lives, Gerard Martin is that guy. Now, of course, Balde can do that as well. But if Balde is out, I don't mind having Gerard Martin in the 11. So Hansi Flick is currently improving him. And then he had, Hansi also made the decision to sign Tech, right? Chesney. We call him Tech because that's like his nickname. And of course, Hansi Flick was right. Right, there was a lot of goalkeeper options in December or November last year, and he said, "Bring me Chesney," and look at Chesney. Like nobody is even talking about Ter Stegen right now because Chesney is just that good. He's gonna be extending with us for another season. Hansi Flick was right. So what does this tell us? Tell me one thing. Hansi Flick is correct. He knows what he wants. He knows what players are good. And bro, when we go into the summer of 2025 and we're in the transfer window, whatever Hansi Flick does want, Joan Laporta has to try his hardest to make it happen. Because, and what I mean by like hardest, I mean like I understand why Joan Laporta might fall short to what Hansi Flick wants. This is the thing that scares me is that like I hope I hope what does not happen is like Laporta trying to sign these players. He doesn't. He fails the project of Hansi, so Hansi has to rework what his project needs to look like and what his 11 should look like for next season. And he falls short. He falls short in his results for the next season, and it ultimately what could lead towards Hansi saying, "Okay, my job is done here. I can't improve this team furthermore." And it's all because we have been super restricted from the very beginning to sign players. That is my biggest concern and my biggest fear. And so I really hope that Javier Tebas can give us the grace and the blessing to sign the players that we need and want to improve the squad overall. Because if you just like, bro, if Javier, bro, like if you're gonna give Real Madrid the blessing to sign Mbappe, Vini, Bellingham, and you're also talking about bringing in Trent, you guys try to get Davis and Tchouaméni, and they're on high wages. Like, why can't you give us that type of blessing, dude? Like, why can't you just give us the a bigger wage margin to sign the players that we need because it is a wage problem. It's not like a release clause problem. It's a wage problem. The wages for Real Madrid in terms of their capacity is way bigger than Barcelona, and that is why we can't sign the players that we want. So like, if we need Nico, do it. If Hansi is saying Nico, do it. Jokeres, do it. Vanderson, do it. Okay. I don't know. Alfonso Davis, do it. Like, like random players. Bastoni, okay, do it. Like, we have to do that. We need to. So in terms of like, I'm not gonna talk about that right now because that's gonna be for like a whole other different video and it's gonna make this video way too long. But I was gonna talk about like what players should come in and replace and like who should come out, but it's not good. It's not cool to be talking about that right now because we have a match against Inter, and we have Real Madrid again in a few weeks. We have to compete for two other titles. And I'm not willing to go on this. Let me go back to this. I'm not willing to go into greater detail on who should come out and what players should be signed, because I'm not trying to disrupt the media and try to influence whatever's going on over there. Whatever we have right now, we just have to support them. Martin, support them. Pablo Torres, support them. Ansu, support them. Ferran, Pau Victor, who else? Aero Garcia, Pedri, Gavi, Frankie. All the players, support them no matter what. Like, we're already in the fight. We're in the end game now. We are in the end game right now. So there's no reason for us to talk about who should leave, who should come in, who should replace who. No, because like, dude, like, okay, like, you may assume that these players don't look at the media and they're like, Evan, you could just say it. Like, these people are not gonna, they're not gonna see it, and they're not gonna see what the newspapers or like what YouTube is saying or whatever on X or on YouTube or on Instagram. They do. Rafinha literally said 9 to 10 months ago, when before the season was going to start, that, you know, he was pissed off that he saw Nico Williams with his shirt number. So Rafinha does see the social media. They're humans like us. Yet Lamine Yamal saw a couple of things from the media that made him spark and wanted to knock down Netherlands in the, I don't know if it was what was it, the Euros or something? It wasn't the Euros, but it was like the Nations League or something like that. Yeah, it was the Nations League. And so like Lamine Yamal also checks out the media. Gavi, they all do, bro. Like that's why I'm trying to be very careful. But that's it, right? That is going to be my daily news for today. The emergency meeting. Hansi Flick, you're staying here until 2027. And I'm all here for it, please. So let me know in the comment sections down below. Do you believe that Hansi Flick, of course, right? Do you believe that Hansi Flick should renew with Barcelona until 2027, because currently his contract does run until 2026? Are you excited for that? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.